Attention! Beware of the hidden trap of masturbation. We've all heard that masturbation is completely normal, but how often can you do it without being considered addicted? What if you can't stop? In this video, we will answer these questions and explain why you should consider stopping this act that seems normal but hides a trap for your life. Before we begin, I apologize for the exaggerated cover, but I needed to draw your attention to this 21st century issue that weakens and harms our young people and adults, leaving us without willpower. In this video, you will understand what happens to our brain scientifically and philosophically and what Stoicism has to teach us about this vice. Also, remember to subscribe to our channel and activate the bell so you don't miss anything. Now, let's begin. Modern medicine is quite clear in stating that masturbation is completely normal not only in humans but also evidenced in dogs and other mammals. But this view of normal masturbation was not always so. In the past, particularly for men, masturbating was thought to be immoral because unproductive seed production prevented people from reproducing. In the case of women, it was believed that masturbation could distance them from men by finding pleasure on their own and without assistance. To this moral burden was added the physical burden stating that masturbation caused diseases, making it inadvisable to practice it at all. Returning to the present, what do we know about masturbation, especially for men suffering from insomnia? It is known that it induces sleep. The French Institute of Health and Medical Research concluded that the male brain deactivates sexual desire after orgasm. The cerebral cortex, the area responsible for conscious thought, goes to rest once the man reaches climax. This, in addition to nullifying the desire to continue having sexual relations, facilitates sleep. Therefore, many men fall asleep after sexual activity. But what is the problem? What is wrong with this? Hidden within one of its benefits lies a trap. Frequent viewers of this channel will understand what I am talking about. Masturbation releases dopamine in your brain, a hormone responsible for making us feel better, providing calm, relief from stress, and a sense of reward. This release of dopamine is so pleasurable that some people become addicted. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders classifies excessive masturbation under the category of hypersexuality disorder, an obsessive-compulsive disorder. In many cases, you won't be able to control yourself and become a slave to your desires, seeking relationships with prostitutes, multiple sexual partners, and, as discussed in a previous video, excessive consumption of pornography. Your brain, saturated with dopamine, will constantly seek new ways to obtain pleasure. Pay attention, masturbation addiction stems from chemicals released in the brain. As our brain adapts to these releases, it feels the need to find more ways to generate the same stimulation, requiring more and more dopamine to achieve the same pleasure experienced the first time. This reaches an exaggerated point where your brain starts blocking receptors to stop you from overstimulation. As a result, you perform the pleasure act, in this case, masturbation, but achieve nothing, which frustrates you even more, leading to excessive masturbation to satisfy that hunger for pleasure. This behavior mirrors that of a smoker who never stops, someone who eats chocolate until vomiting, or even an alcoholic. At this point, you may be wondering what Stoicism has to do with this. The Stoics, such as Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus, masters of self-control and wisdom, address the view of pleasure and lust from a unique perspective. From the words of Epicurus to the intimate thoughts of Seneca, they explored the depths of human passions, leaving a legacy that still captivates us. For the Stoics, masturbation was not just a quest for carnal satisfaction but an opportunity to explore the limits of the body and mind. They saw it as an exercise in self-awareness and a path to true freedom. In their philosophy, mastery over worldly passions and pleasures was a conquest that elevated the human spirit. Epicurus asserted that it is not nights of pleasure but self-control that distinguishes a good person. In this context, The ability to enjoy pleasure while understanding and containing it distinguishes someone who has reached a higher level of self-awareness. Instead of being slaves to our desires, we must be their masters. As Seneca reminds us with his philosophical perspective, Stoic reflection on masturbation is not simply about repression but deep understanding and self-mastery. This translates into the ability to direct our emotions toward a journey of conscious self-exploration. It resides not only in momentary satisfaction but in understanding, accepting, and embracing our deepest inclinations. From the Stoic perspective, every action has consequences not only for us but also for the natural order of the universe. When we succumb to our most intense desires, as in the case of uncontrolled masturbation, we lose that harmonious connection with nature highly valued by the Stoics. We become prisoners of our desires, drifting away from true inner serenity. Compulsive masturbation can trigger an emotional whirlwind within us, where guilt, shame, and dissatisfaction become constant companions. The Stoics teach us to control our intense emotions through introspection and self-regulation. By consciously facing our emotions, we learn to manage them healthily and constructively. However, the Stoics encourage us to find inner peace within ourselves. True satisfaction lies in our self-mastery and our ability to find joy in what is simple and virtuous. Speaking of these profound transformations, I'd like to introduce my latest ebook, which delves into topics such as masturbation, relationships, sexual health, and sexual relationships. This comprehensive guide provides insights, practical tips, and philosophical perspectives to help you navigate these complex aspects of life. For a limited time, you can get this ebook at a 75% discount. The link is provided in the comments below. This ebook is a valuable resource for anyone looking to improve their understanding of these subjects and achieve a balanced, fulfilling life. Allow me to share a personal inspirational story. I know someone who used to struggle with compulsive masturbation, seeking momentary refuge and pleasure but facing an emotional storm after each act. Immersing themselves in Stoic teachings and practicing self-control and self-regulation, this person underwent a profound transformation. They learned to confront their desires and emotions consciously, finding true joy in self-control. They now live a life of inner peace and authenticity, free from the slavery of momentary desires. True satisfaction comes from living in accordance with our deepest principles and values. When we yield to fleeting desires, we lose sight of what we truly value in life. Compulsive masturbation can distance us from our noblest purposes and veer us away from the true happiness found in virtue and inner peace. By practicing meditation and mindfulness, we can promote the mental serenity needed to resist temptations and face our emotions healthily. This compulsion becomes an obstacle to mental serenity, dragging us into regrets and steering us away from the peaceful peace found in self-control and moderation. Friends, what are you doing with your life? Do you think sitting at home and watching those videos and taking pleasure with your hands can make you confident and successful? Do you think wasting your time and energy on those activities can attract women or men? No, never. So, my friend, think wisely and write in the comments, I am a powerful person. I have control over my mind. I choose to do what motivates me. I choose to do what improves me. Thank you for staying with me. You can like the video and subscribe for more.